Hey, comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider-Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important comic book review so you, the readers, can make a decision what comic books to buy. And today, fans, we're talking about a good one here today, guys. I mean, this blew my mind. I was not expecting this, so I'm telling you right now that you will have to buy this. This is great. Access's Hobgoblin, issue number 1. Totally not what I'm expecting here when I opened up this book to read it, but it was a phenomenal issue, and let's just say it's not for, if you think it was going to be a super serious issue, no, it's not, but yet it does have a serious side to it when you get to the end. Right when I opened up, I saw this, and I'm like, what is this? And it's got Hobgoblin on there, Roderick Kensley, and he says, got a problem? Call Hobgoblin. And he's got the 2 thumbs up. Just to let you know, guys, that if you want to read Access first, Access issue number 3 first, go ahead and read that first, and then read this issue, so it has just a better flow. But I wouldn't say it's completely necessary, but I think you can. All right, so the artwork in this book is really well done. And first off, this book is written by Kevin Schnick. Really good, well-written issue, great dialogue. Was a complete page turner for me. Penciler and colorist here was Javier Rodriguez. The artwork is very well. It's well done here. It fits the tone of the book when you read the book. You get some funny pages here where you're like, okay, what's going on here? But as the issue progresses, you kind of know, why the artwork is the way that it is. I'll give you a description of what this book is actually about in a minute, but this was a cool page right here, so really enjoyed it there. And then by the end of the book, you get a little bit more darker tone book. You get this little here tribute to Superman cover, actually, to Action Comics there, so I really thought that was nice too. So the story, okay, first off, we all know recently how Kingsley has been franchising his supervillain costumes to people to pose as him, and people pay him to run around, pose as hobgoblins. That's how he makes his money. Well, in Access, we wind up seeing that, yes, Hobgoblin teams up with the villains and the good guys to save the day. And now he is considered, well, he considers himself a good guy, and he wants to franchise out all his Hobgoblin costumes, and then he wants to have people create this type of pyramid scheme where they too can become their own superhero, and then they can help people create their own superhero, and so on and so forth. So it's this huge pyramid scheme, and it was so funny because you get to see this random guy. He sees the actual ad in a newspaper, and he goes to where the place is at. And he winds up getting decked in the face because he's like, oh, I want to be a hobgoblin. I want to be a villain. And they wind up punching him in the face. And he's like, oh, that was so yesterday. Today it's all about being the hero because I'm this huge hero. And you wind up seeing that there's this a whole bunch of people in this room. And it's like a little seminar, And he sits there and he proposes their little book. And that's phase 1 of the project. And if you too can act right, you can be on phase 2, and then you can move on to phase 3. And it was so funny. And once he goes on to phase 3 and ends the seminar, this is what phase 3 goes out. He goes on to his crowd. Everyone's having like this arena concert. He's like this motivator speaker. He's getting everyone all pumped to be Hobgoblin and different types of heroes. And it was just so funny, and people were all on board. Great stuff here, guys. This was so awesome to see what Kingsley is right now, and using his newfound goodness for cash. And I thought it was so awesome. And towards the end of the book, though, it's really good too because he gets this DVD set in there too. He's like, you can have the Robert Kingsley Hobgoblin DVD box set if you act now. It's just like a whole infomercial, this whole comic book. But then the book does take a little bit of a darker turn. And then it has Phil Ulrich in here, and he's pissed off about what the Hobgoblin is doing. And we find out a little secret by the time you get to this end of this book about Lily Holster. And what happened to her, because we all know that Spider-Man ejected the serum to make her normal. But what happened on that ride home, and what happened to her? And this book explains that in this particular issue and where she goes from here. So this was a really well done book, really well written. Again, the artwork fits the book. I love the little throwback to the Superman thing, and just all the humor this book provides. This was totally not what I was expecting out of this. I was expecting a much darker, much more serious book. And this really fits what's going on with Kingsley in the Spider-Man universe. So I appreciate that so much. And honestly, guys, this book for me was a 5 out of 5 book. And I highly suggest that you guys read this, especially if you're a Spider-Man fan. You're going to get a lot of enjoyment out here, a lot of dialogue here to read, but it's so enjoyable and it's a complete page turner. So guys, check this one out. This is Hobgoblin issue number 1, 5 out of 5 stars from Mike Spider-Slayer. And guys, as always, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0, and I'll see you in the next comic book review. See you soon, fans.